Hello there, we are back. And today we're actually going to focus on something we did in the great state of Florida, one of our little Florida day trips. And this one was to Juniper Springs, where we checked out the springs and we spent most of our day kayaking. And this location is just off of Route 40, deep in the Ocala Forest, and it's a pretty cool place to visit.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you.
If you like to kayak, this is a pretty fun one to try. So it's about $15 a person just for the entry fee to this park. You can rent kayaks. However, we had our own kayaks the day that we were there. They do have a shuttle service back that's also about $15 a person. They take you back to the beginning from the end of the run. So it's a one-way run. When you go into the entry to the park right there at the little house, you will have to sign a waiver, and just if you're taking the shuttle back, you'll have to sign a waiver. And it's a pretty long waiver, just give you a heads up on that.
When we got there, the woman at the gate actually suggested, since we had two cars, we leave one at the end, leave one at the beginning, and we save the $15 per person shuttle service.
And it's about a 20-minute drive.
While they were gone, we checked out the main Springhead there, which is pretty cool. We've been to this park before. Back in the 30s, a civilian conservation corps actually built a swimming pool around the main Springhead. And there's actually hundreds of tiny little springs popping up. But the main one there is about 16 feet deep, a nice sized pool. It's got like a cement ledge all the way around it so you can sit on the ledge and dangle your feet in. It really looks nice. There's a mill house at one end, which was used for power in the 30s. Still operates with a water wheel. It's very pretty and it's kind of cool to have in the area there. So that's right before you actually get to the kayak launch.
Mm-hmm. And there were lots of people swimming in there that day we were there.
Yeah, do you remember what the water temperature was?
It's always 72 degrees.
Yeah, which was pretty chilly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I stuck my feet in and that was enough.
Yes, it's chilly.
How about the animals in the that we saw in the Springhead?
The animals, we saw turtles.
Yeah.
We saw fish, eels, and one time we actually saw a crawfish kind of an animal.
But not just a crawfish, it was super sized,
yeah.
Gargantuan, out of a monster movie.
Yeah, it was that big. It was huge.
True. All right, so that's all at Springhead. For your $15, you can swim there. There's bathrooms there, changing rooms. Pretty nice setup right there at the beginning. And then from there, we went to the kayak run.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to put your kayak in the water. It's they have a little ramp, I guess, to set your kayak down into the water and jump in it. So yeah, it's very easy to get into the run.
It is, and the water's super shallow at the beginning anyway. If you had to stand in the sand, it was pretty easy to do as well. And to give you an idea on the power and the magnitude of water going down this spring, the main Springhead there, 8 million gallons a day. And then Fern Hammock, which is in the park as well and very close, another 5 million. So that's 13 million gallons a day going down this little run. So you got a little bit of oomph behind you and pushing you these 7.2 miles.
So speaking of that, it was, I thought, a very challenging kayak experience. Not for beginners, not for somebody who's not good at paddling. It's very narrow, not shallow, very narrow.
20 feet at the widest for the first 7 miles.
And it's not a straight shot. The whole way is twisting and turning.
Right. And then what about the obstacles?
Yeah. There's trees that are down. You have to do the limbo to get under the trees. And then there's trees sticking up out of the water. So you have to paddle around those. And I mean, the whole time you pretty much have to concentrate on paddling.
Yes, that's a good point. It is not relaxing. You need to be focused. And like Jackie said, you need to have experience. And I would say you also have to be fit, because there's 4 hours of exercise required out here. Well, they say 3 to 5 hours. It took us 4 hours. And we moved at just a casual pace, but doing a lot of work.
Yeah, and like I found myself like wanting to stop and just take it easy and kind of look at the nature, but that was almost impossible. Like, because you have to pay attention to all this stuff that is in the water and above your head.
100% agree. And I think one of the things that was probably the most challenging, you mentioned a bunch of the obstacles we dealt with, but like the trees that were like 1 inch underwater. And you actually had to like see them and then get some momentum so your kayak could travel over top of it. So it sounds like we're saying this wasn't fun, but that's totally the wrong message. It's just hard. I thought it was awesome fun. It was beautiful.
It was beautiful. The water was pristine, crystal clear. Yeah.
Like the whole way for 7 miles, you could see the bottom, and most of the bottom was sand. So it was.
Oh yeah, you could see all the creatures down below, and yeah, that was cool.
Let's talk about some of the creatures we saw.
You mean like the alligators?
So I figured we would work our way through the alligators. And so, there were a lot of cute little fish. We saw some gar and some little turtles spritzing around. But you jumped right to the monsters.
Yeah, oh, well, everybody wants to know that.
I'll talk about the first gator and you can talk about the second one. So we hadn't seen any gators till we were like 3 miles into the trip. And I saw one swimming under my kayak. It was probably about 4 or 5 feet long. And it was really cool to watch because the white bottom, crystal clear water. You could exactly watch as it swam through there. It was really neat. But I was in the front then. I was the only one who saw it. But then we stopped for lunch and we had another surprise.
Yeah, he was. How big do you think he was?
I had guessed at least 10 feet, but reading about him later, do you remember the name that they've given this?
Elvis.
Elvis. Yeah, people are saying he's 12 to 14 feet long, and he likes to pester people. So, like, we were eating lunch and...
Yeah, you got a little nervous.
Yeah, we're like all tucked in a corner, like, because the water is rushing. We're all holding onto a tree in the corner, and we look behind us, and all of a sudden there's this huge gator coming down the stream right towards us. And I'm like, we need to leave. And everybody starts backing up slowly. I'm like, we need to leave now.
Yeah, but I guess like he's, not everybody, but a lot of people have seen him, and you can check him out. People post videos about him and everything. Yeah, we actually found a fun video. A woman's yelling at her husband Bob, and it was not me and it was not her, which we'll put in the comments here. That's worth you jumping out and seeing. That they had a great view of him. We were really trying to save our lives, so we didn't get a great up-close view of him. Just sort of his tail as he slipped away. So speaking of, we were having lunch. Like we had packed, a lunch, hoping that we would find a place to stop on this run, get out, stretch. Well, there is no place to stop on this run, no place to get out and stretch. Well, we saw later, right before the 4 mile mark and 4.5 miles, places that you probably could stand, like the soil on the side looked wide enough and firm enough. But I'd be nervous of Elvis and his friends, and snakes or whatever else. Yeah, there were no big beach areas. You could just pull up your kayak and chill and relax for a while. One criticism I had of Juniper Springs is, so I know it's a wilderness area and it's supposed to be wild. They can't bring motorized vehicles and boats in there to work on the run. But there were a lot of places where small branches that crossed right over could easily have been cut down with a handsaw or something like that. And it just needs some TLC. But it was beautiful. It was. Lots of vegetation. A lot of the places we paddled through, it's almost like you were in a tunnel of trees. We were in the shade for a really good portion of that trip. Yeah, I was just gonna say, it was really hot the day that we went out there, and it was almost until the very end, I never felt sweaty and disgustingly hot until near the very end of that run. Really, I would say the only negative that really should impact your desire whether or not you go here is whether or not you can kayak effectively and you're fit enough to do this for 4 hours. If you're a great kayaker, you probably could zip through it. We're all mediocre kayakers, but we kayak a lot, and it was a little bit challenging for us. Oh, we didn't mention,
What, 2 patches of...
Well, I was just going to mention the rapids.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. Like all of a sudden we're, I mean, this water is flowing quickly, and it pulls you all the time. But all of a sudden we come up to what looks like rapids.
Yeah. I don't know a lot about rapids, but somebody said they were Class A rapids. So for Florida, they were rapid. If you're in West Virginia or Colorado or something, you'd probably be laughing at us.
It was fun. They were fun.
It was super. Yeah, I mean, that was my favorite part, was zipping through the rapids.
And there were 2 of them.
I got excited at one and wanted to take some videos of everybody else. And I turned around and wasn't paying attention. And the water would just start rushing in my kayak because I wasn't looking what I was doing. But that was great fun. That was really awesome. It was super clean. I think I saw 2 pieces of trash the entire 7 miles.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one other observation I had, because I noticed it as you get to the end, you get near a highway. That's the first time I heard the sound of another human being was probably a quarter of a mile before we finished. So 4 hours out in the wilderness, and all you hear is nature.
Yeah, and actually we didn't even hear a lot of birds or anything like that day.
Right.
So I don't know what is all out there. We didn't see a lot of birds.
Right, but you hear the water running and...
Yeah, that's such a nice sound.
And you want a slice of old Florida before tourism and everything, this is a great way to get that. And it's pretty affordable. It's kind of a special place. Man, I would highly recommend it.
Yeah.
At the end, you know you're getting close to the end. Well, there's mile markers, so right after mile marker 7, and you'll start hearing traffic. But you go under a big bridge. And right under, it's the only bridge you see the entire trip. And right under that bridge on the right side is the Juniper Springs Wayside, where you can jump out. And it's easy to get your kayaks up on the shore there. And that's where the shuttle would miss you if you're taking the shuttle.
One recommendation I have, if you're a girl or a guy with long hair, wear a hat. I got stuck in a tree and it was pulling my hair. So wear a hat.
That didn't happen to me, though.
Oh, you have no hair.
That did happen, yes. Our friend Margie had to rescue you,
Yeah.
right? All right, that's it. Juniper Springs Run and a little bit on the Juniper Springs Campground and Park. We think it's worth your time. If you like to kayak, you probably really dig this place.
Definitely.
All right, that's it. Ciao.
See ya.